Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 TV plot twists of the century so far.
He played us like a fiddle.
Oh, Dip, Eleanor, I told you that first night that we were in a prank show.
Oh, yeah. You did.
For this list, we're looking at the best story turns that were revealed on the small screen between 2000 and 2021. We'll be sticking to one plot twist per television show. Foreign language and animated series will not be included here because they could each have a list of their own. And while it probably won't surprise you to hear this, there will be major spoilers ahead. Which of these plot twists left your jaw on the floor? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. George O'Malley is the John Doe. Grey's Anatomy.
Saw that quick?
I joined the Army to be a trauma surgeon. I report for duty tomorrow.
You did what?
Shortly after George announced he'd be leaving the Gray Sloan Memorial Hospital to become a trauma surgeon, a heavily injured John Doe came in. His face was unrecognizable because he'd been hit by a bus while saving an innocent bystander. They spend the episode struggling to save the mystery man without realizing his true identity. When the man is able to communicate, he draws out a 007 with his finger. Since George was previously given this Bond-themed nickname, fans instantly knew that he was the injured John Doe.
It's George! It's George! It's George! John Doe is George!
This tremendous twist shook viewers more when he started to slip away from the mortal coil. It's safe to say that no one was expecting George's journey to wrap up like this. Number 19. Peggy is Pregnant. Mad Men.
I don't feel so swell. I think I should go home. I have to stop eating off the cart.
Over the course of season 1, Peggy had to endure negative comments and issues with her clothes due to her sudden weight gain. She was able to push past these problems and pursue her goals until the season finale. When Peggy starts to feel particularly awful, she sees a doctor and learns that she's pregnant.
Honey, didn't mention that you were expecting.
What?
You're going to be a mother.
Before she can grapple with this unexpected news, she goes into labor. Peggy's delivery is quickly followed by an impactful scene where she decides to give up her child. The choice to end Peggy's season 1 arc with this emotional story beat made an already iconic Mad Men character stand out more among the ensemble.
Don't you want to hold him, sweetheart?
Number 18. The Bent Neck Lady's Identity. The Haunting of Hill House.
It was like a bent neck lady.
Although learning that Nell was a ghost at the end of the first episode was surprising, there was another twist left in store about her life for viewers. Before her passing, she had gotten terrifying visits from a specter known as the Bent Neck Lady.
I'd rather sleep here in case she comes back.
Nell eventually tries to get to the bottom of where the spirit came from by going back to the creepy Hill House. She proceeds to have a few ghostly encounters that unfortunately lead to her getting a broken neck. As Nell dies, she travels backwards through time and becomes the Bent Neck Lady at various points in her life. This devastating and absolutely heartbreaking twist still haunts us today.
I'm frozen. I can't talk. Or move my arms or legs.
Number 17. Frank ends Zoe's career. House of Cards.
And what's your next move? Trying to figure out how to respond to this. I got it a couple hours ago.
Reporter Zoe Barnes seemed like an integral part of House of Cards. Her close relationship with Frank and complex storylines seemed to guarantee her safety. So we didn't see anything wrong with her meeting up with Frank in a train station during the first episode of season 2. However, we found ourselves gasping when he suddenly pushed Zoe towards the train tracks.
Jesus.
I want to believe you, Francis.
Her sudden end made us realize that anything could happen on House of Cards. Unfortunately, Zoe wasn't the last person who would fall victim to one of Frank's shocking betrayals.
You were the one who told Zoe to pursue this. She told me what you said. The only stories that mattered were the ones that scared you to death.
Okay, this isn't just death threats.
Number 16. Violet is a Ghost. American Horror Story.
They planned some brutal family dinner for tonight. Like it's gonna make me feel better.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Why are you asking me?
When Violet took a large amount of sleeping pills after seeing haunting visions, a ghost named Tate appeared to save her. Over the next few episodes, she avoids going to school, and blowflies start appearing in the house. It's only when Violet tries to leave the house that she has to come face to face with the truth. Sadly, Tate wasn't able to stop her from passing away and becoming a ghost.
I held you. You were safe. You died. Love.
He hid this fact from her so that she would be spared the tremendous shock that we all felt watching this episode. The combination of the subtle story hints that led up to this moment and its ramifications on Violet's story made it a horrifyingly effective reveal.
What happens now?
You draw a card and discard.
No, I mean, like, how's it gonna be?
Number 15. All the characters are connected. This Is Us.
Explaining to him how you took the sourest lemon that life has to offer and turned it into something resembling lemonade.
In the This Is Us pilot, we see how excited Jack and Rebecca Pearson are to welcome their triplets into the world. We're also introduced to two siblings who share the same birthday with a businessman who just found his biological father.
36 years ago, you left me at the front door of a fire station. Don't worry, I'm not here because I want anything from you. I was raised by two incredible parents.
Since each character had distinct plot lines, we didn't expect their stories to be woven together. But after a tragic scene where the couple loses one of their triplets, they adopt a baby who was left behind at a fire station. It's only then we realize that Jack and Rebecca are the parents of the other three characters we've been following. As soon as This Is Us pulled off this ridiculously clever time jump, we knew we had to watch every episode.
What did he say about the lemons? There's no lemon, so
Sour. But you can't make something resembling lemonade.
Number 14. Arthur's final victim, Dexter.
He knows my name, occupation. He can find out about my family. My family. What the hell have I done?
Before his final confrontation with Arthur, aka the Trinity Killer, Dexter Morgan tried to get his wife Rita to get to safety. The two men then struggled to stay ahead of the other, but their game of cat and mouse finally ended when Morgan captured and slayed the villain. Upon arriving at a dark home, Dexter listens to a voicemail that reveals that Rita returned to their house earlier. When he calls her phone, it rings in the next room.
Love you. Bye.
Dexter soon finds that his wife has been slain and that his child has been left at the crime scene. This shocking sight still stands as one of the show's most striking and sobering images.
Sure you don't want to tell him about Rita?
Just want him to have one more good day.
Number 13. Arriving on Earth, Battlestar Galactica.
All right. I'll release your crew. We go to Earth together.
The spacefaring humans on Battlestar Galactica endured a devastating surprise attack, survived a conflict with Cylons, and had to overcome internal struggles in an attempt to reach Earth. They finally got a chance to achieve their goal in Season 4. Upon finally finding the planet, they have a big and justifiable celebration.
But today, our journey is at an end. We have arrived at Earth.
But they should have taken a closer look at Earth before they started to cheer. If they had, the Battlestar Galactica crew would have known that the planet was now uninhabitable due to a past nuclear conflict. The pain of this harsh truth can be seen on everyone's faces as they stumble around the surface. It was clear that the crew would never be the same after losing their hope for Earth.
So the question is, where do we go from here?
Number 12. Sydney's time skip, Alias.
I just remembered. Francie doesn't like coffee ice cream.
No, she doesn't.
After discovering that her best friend was replaced by an assassin, Sydney is forced to fight her in an intense battle. Although the heroine prevails, she ends up passing out at the end of the fight. Sydney and the audience were stunned when they saw her wake up in Hong Kong a short time later. However, the rug was pulled out from under us again when we learned that there had been a major time skip while she thought she was unconscious.
You've been missing was 2 years.
The mystery of how 2 years could have gone by without her knowing immediately left us hungry for more. This alias twist was a great way to keep us guessing about what would happen next in Sydney's story.
They asked me to come back to him. To explain.
Come back from what? What are you talking about?
Number 11. Dr. Cox loses a friend. Scrubs.
So, you still doing the whole kooky guy who brings his camera everywhere thing?
Till the day I die.
During the My Screw Up episode, Dr. Cox is visited by his friend Ben. The camera-toting guest mentions that he hasn't seen a doctor since his cancer went into remission. Meanwhile, JD loses a patient who had an irregular heartbeat. These two plot lines crash together in a jaw-dropping reveal. After Dr. Cox overworks himself while tending to patients to make up for the one that was lost, he heads out of the hospital with Ben. When the doctor arrives at a grassy location, he realizes he's at his friend's funeral.
Where do you think we are?
This devastating turn was cleverly foreshadowed by details like Ben's lack of camera late in the episode. Whether you caught on early or not, this was one of the show's most heart-wrenching plots.
No matter how alone you feel, how painful it may be, with the help of those around you, you'll get through this too.
Number 10. All the main characters are in the bad place. The good place.
We're the ones who misled everybody and dragged you all into this mess, so we should go to the bad place.
Agreed.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were gonna at least pretend to fight me on that, but whatever.
This fantastical sitcom centered around 4 flawed humans who tried their best to fit into a heavenly paradise called the Good Place. However, they constantly ran into problems with their sanctuary and each other. Eventually, the group is forced to send 2 of their members to the ominous Bad Place. But it's then that Eleanor realizes they've been in the Dark Realm the entire time.
They're never gonna call a train to take us to the bad place. They can't, because we're already here. This is the bad place.
This genius reveal reframed the actions of all the Good Place employees, made us do a double take, and shook up the show's entire premise. The comedy would go on to shake the show's formula up with wilder twists as it continued. But the Bad Place reveal stands as the show's most defining turn.
Next time, I'll spread you out so it's more of a slow burn. Next time? Yeah, I'm gonna erase your memories, make a few changes and start over again.
Number 9. Fitz betrays the team. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
You can't be here. There's work that needs to be finished. What work?
It was devastating and shocking to learn that the loyal S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Ward was actually a Hydra infiltrator. But the show had a bigger betrayal in store. In Season 4, the kind Agent Fitz became a sinister villain when he was inside a virtual simulation. His evil self later returned as a separate entity and committed horrible misdeeds. When the good Fitz tried to stop his sinister counterpart, he learned it was impossible because there was no evil entity.
It wasn't an anomaly. It was you. Programming the robots, keeping everyone else occupied.
It turns out that Fitz had a dissociative episode and committed all those twisted deeds. While the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents had one of their own turn on them before, this Fitz twist was the biggest gut punch.
You had a psychic split, but that dark persona, that's not you.
It is me.
Number 8. The real reason Joe is there. Black Mirror.
Come on, for me. For Christmas.
What would you want to talk about?
Why are you here?
Throughout the famous White Christmas episode of Black Mirror, we struggle to piece together why Joe and Matt are together in a cabin. The mystery deepens when we learn people can save a copy of their consciousness that can be placed in new devices. Eventually, Joe reveals that he committed a crime that resulted in the deaths of 2 people. After this unexpected turn, we learn that Matt was just there to get the confession.
Woo! I knew I could do it. Boom! I told you I'd get it. All right, I'm coming out. Sorry, Joe.
But that's not all. It turns out that the Joe we met was a digital copy the entire time. While any one of those twists would have been strong on its own, the expert combination of multiple turns made this one of the most surprising Black Mirror episodes ever.
You can keep the silent act up as long as you want. Makes no difference. You've already talked. Also, Merry Christmas.
Number 7. River Song's Identity. Doctor Who.
Because this is it. This is the day he finds out who I am.
River Song was initially introduced as an extremely cool professor that had a mysterious history with the Doctor that spanned across time. After making a few notable appearances, audiences finally got to see the surprising origins of this character. In the A Good Man Goes to War episode, the Doctor's companion Amy Pond has a child named Melody. Since this infant was born with alien Time Lord DNA, she had the ability to regenerate into different forms. The Doctor and his friends soon realize that Melody will eventually become the time-traveling River Song.
Hello, Rory.
What's wrong?
It's my birthday.
As the series continued, this complex twist was further fleshed out and revisited. While it might take you a while to put River's time-bending story together, it's definitely worth the effort.
It's me. I'm Melody. I'm your daughter.
Number 6. Bernard Isn't Human. Westworld.
After countless cycles of repetition, these hosts, they were varying. They were on the verge of some kind of change.
On Westworld, synthetic beings known as hosts that look like real humans and animals are programmed to behave in certain ways. Throughout most of the first season, we thought Bernard was just there to help keep these artificial beings running. But the truth was much more shocking. It turned out that Bernard was a host the entire time and wasn't consciously aware of it.
In a way, their existence is purer than ours. Freed of the burden of self-doubt.
I don't understand.
While we were still reeling from this bombshell, his boss forces him to eliminate his love interest Teresa. Although some fans suspected Bernard was a host, none of them could have anticipated this 1-2 punch. It was a story development that made us question the nature of our reality.
Should be getting back, Bernard. We have a great deal of work to do. And the new storylines.
Number 5. Elliot's been imprisoned for multiple episodes. Mr. Robot.
What was that? I've never seen that before.
It's what you needed.
If we looked up the phrase unreliable narrator in the dictionary, we'd find Elliot's face staring back up at us. Although we knew that his version of events could always be questionable, we still weren't anticipating a huge Season 2 twist. Elliot led us to believe that he spent 6 episodes of the second season staying with his mom and away from the typical cast. However, it's eventually revealed that he was in prison for a big portion of the season.
You know you haven't been staying with your mother, right?
I know.
This unbelievable twist turned a huge chunk of his storyline upside down. Although Elliot apologized to us for the deception, we weren't sure we could trust his perspective again after this.
I'm sorry for not telling you everything. But I needed this in order to get better. Please don't be mad too long.
Number 4. Walt poisoned Brock. Breaking Bad. When Jesse believes that the son of his love interest has been poisoned with ricin, he immediately accuses his cooking partner Walt of the crime.
Tell me what it is you think I did.
Brock. Why did you poison him?
Who's Brock?
You saw him in my living room just last night.
But after a tense scene, the two agree that crime lord Gus was the one responsible for this heinous action. Jesse and Walt then work together to bring the kingpin down permanently. After Gus has been dealt with, it's revealed that Andrea's son had consumed a plant known as Lily of the Valley.
It was most likely a flower called Lily of the Valley.
The camera then reveals that that is exactly what Walt has in his own backyard. Knowing that he was capable of poisoning an innocent person just to manipulate Jesse marked a shocking new low for the show's protagonist.
Was this you? What happened?
I won.
Number 3, The Red Wedding, Game of Thrones.
Well, let's get ready. The wine will flow red, and the music will play loud, and we'll put this mess behind us.
We were heartbroken and stunned when we discovered why Hodor could only say his own name. But the show's most noteworthy twist took place at a wedding. After watching the heroic Robb Stark achieve great victories, he and his mother Catelyn attended a marriage celebration. But the festivities abruptly end once we see one of the ceremony's guests is wearing chainmail.
I owe my new queen a wedding gift.
Over the next few minutes, we see Robb, his wife Talisa, Catelyn, and his direwolf all meet gruesome ends. The horrifying events of this night upset the balance of power in the world, while axing off a bunch of main characters at once. To this day, mentioning the Red Wedding to a fan is still bound to bring a tear to their eye.
Mother. The Lannisters send their regards.
Number 2, Nina Can't Be Trusted, 24.
George? George is the mole?
At the start of 24, Nina was presented as a high-ranking agent who had some romantic tension with Jack Bauer. Neither he nor the audience was expecting the moment that she revealed she was working for their enemies in the 23rd episode of the series.
Bila je zavara da poverujete. Naravno da bismo održali djevojku živu i zdravu.
Sigurno ste.
Da, sigurna sam.
Nina quickly demonstrated her true twisted nature after she was exposed as a traitor by fatally shooting Terry Bauer. Having one of the show's most prominent heroes become a despicable antagonist was a brilliant stroke of genius. Nina's evil turn made fans want to go back and look for signs they missed. While we hate what she did to the Bauer family, we loved how this brilliant twist shook up the show's status quo.
Trusted you.
Just doing my job.
Good job.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jack's scenes are flash forwards. Lost.
You know anything about me? Do you have any idea what I've been through?
Since Lost begins with people getting stranded on an island, the show used flashbacks to show us their lives before the crash. So, when we saw a series of scenes about a depressed Jack in the city, nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary. But everything changed when it was revealed that these story beats take place after he leaves the island.
Been flying a lot.
What?
Yeah, the golden pass that they gave us, I've been using it.
The implication that Jack would escape and meet up with fellow survivor Kate was game-changing. Not only did this twist make us rethink past events, it also opened the door for the show to play with time. While Lost had many great turns, the Jack flash-forward reveal is the main plot twist we always go back to.
We have to go back!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.